everyone, welcome back. My name is Lynn Wilson, and it's been a few days since you and I have connected and chatted, but I have been on the road and doing some traveling, visiting family, taking a few days to refresh, regroup, and get rejuvenated. So on the way home, we are actually just rolling in the door. Jacket's not even off, and we are not even unpacked. We have piles of bits and pieces all over the place. But I wanted to see what I got in terms of fresh produce. On the way home, we took a detour, went through Amish country. I wanted to check out a few farm stands to see what they had. Prices are still a little high for them. I usually go end of October into early November, and I get really good deals like zucchinis for a quarter and things like that. But I did pick up a few things today. I picked up a jar of pickles. It was $3.45 for their kosher dill pickles, and I just felt like some Amish pickles, so I picked that up. And then they had peppers. They were 2 for $1, 50 cents each. So I don't know what peppers are by you, but if I get them for $1, it's a deal. They're usually $1.69 to $1.89 a piece, and to get them for 50 cents each, that was a great deal. I only picked up 2. I want to make a crock pot peppers and steak this weekend, and I could have picked up more, but my freezers are full, my pantry is full, and we need to start doing a pantry and freezer clean out. I know some of you will cringe at the thought of that, but no, you need to stock up. I'm well stocked. I'm okay. I need to start using it before I lose it, and I don't want to do that. So I figured I'd just pick these up, use these over the weekend, and we're going to be going back next week and the week after to Amish country again. I'll start stocking up on things like this that I can dehydrate. I picked up this beautiful, absolutely beautiful, I don't want to take it out all the way, lettuce. I don't know if you can see that clearly. It was $2.25 right out of the garden. I mean, it's like to see them, they're literally cutting it for you sometimes and handing it to you. That was $2.25. This was a quart of tomatoes. It was $2.50. So I have 6 tomatoes, and pretty good size. This one's a little bruised, but not a big deal. And then I picked up 2 stalks of broccoli. Not huge, but they were $1 each, and they were literally cut from the garden onto the table into my car. $1 each, so I have 2 of those. So this is what I got at the fresh produce stand. Little stands, if you've never been to Amish country, at the end of their driveway or at the end of the farm, they'll put up a little kind of a shack almost, and they have a little box, and you put your cash in it and you help yourself, and that's what we did. And they have them all along the highways out in that area. So I went to a couple, kind of comparing notes and prices and seeing what they had. This is what we stored up on. So I'm going to put this away, regroup, get reorganized. And then we went to another place called Shady Maple. So I'll bring you back and let you see what we got there. Okay, so we hit a place called Shady Maple, and I'm trying to hold up the bag. It's probably not going to be the best view, just so you can see it. Shady Maple, their signature is the maple leaf, and it's their 50th anniversary. So this is a unique place if you've never been to it. They have what they call a smorgasbord, which is a glorified buffet with it's a gigantic buffet. It's not even just, you have to experience it. It's an experience. And then downstairs they had a ginormous gift shop. If you were into any specialty, anything, you collect cows, you collect Star Trek, you collect, I don't even know what, Disney things. You collect any collectible you will find there. You'll find homemade Amish quilts. You'll find jams and jellies and candies and you name it. Every holiday is represented there, and year round you will always find these items. Well, in addition to that, on the other side, on the same area, they have a Shady Maple Market, which is a grocery store. And they used to have what they call the Shady Maple Leaf Cafe. So if any of my friends that go out there with me when we do our binge shopping will know that that is our place to stop at the end of the day. It is actually shut down. I don't know if it's shut down because of COVID or not, but they have a sign up, coming soon, Christmas corner. So they're going to be doing a Christmas display in there. I'm hoping it's temporary, and maybe in the spring they'll bring back the Maple Leaf Cafe. But anyway, in the market, I always like to hit it for a few things. We went to get some gifts and some other things that we would consider our favorites. So I did pick up some shortbread. I do make my own shortbread, and I will be doing that for Christmas, and I'm doing a video on it. But they're shortbread bars, so you can see they're just like that. It was $2.99. That is not a bad deal. Shortbread is very expensive, but I wanted to try theirs. I wanted to compare. I always like to compare to, you know, what mine tastes like. You can get the Walker's shortbread in the grocery store. That does not taste like authentic shortbread. I was raised on old-fashioned, in the wood mold, Scottish shortbread, and I wanted to see how close this was to that. So one is for us, and one is a gift for my dad. So we picked those up. Let me put those aside. If you've never been there and you plan to take a trip, you must hit the bakery and you must get their donuts. So they had a special on donuts, and I think at least 2 of them are already gone, maybe 3. Did you have one, Graham?
Not yet.
Okay, so 2 donuts are gone, mine and my son's favorites. And, the smell. So this one is called, can you see that okay? This one is called a Long John. You can get it stuffed with cream. We prefer not. This is peanut butter. That's my son's favorite. I get the chocolate. 2 are gone, like I said. They smell delectable. These are pumpkin flavored that we got. Pumpkin, I forget they called it pumpkin something else. And then this one we're going to take to someone's house tomorrow that we're visiting. But there's 2 sprinkled ones, 2 glazed ones, and 2 raspberry jelly with the powder, not the sugar. That's the only way to get a jelly donut to me, is with the powder, and they're hard to find, at least in our neck of the woods. Dunkin' Donuts doesn't make them anymore. That's a big disappointment. And they're even hard to find in our, like, we don't even have bakeries in New Jersey anymore. You have to go to the grocery store to go to a bakery, and they don't have the powder. So we picked that up as well. And then my husband, we picked up a bunch of odd things, but these are like the things that we can't get here by us, and they're real treats. So he picked up a half of a quiche, and it's a sausage quiche. Let me bring that up so you can see that. All right, and this was $3.49 for a half. So that's $7 for a quiche. That's about average for a full-size quiche, so he'll be enjoying that as a treat. And then I picked up these 2 for gifts. This is no sugar apple butter. And then this one is, I don't know, pineapple pecan. I don't know if that's going to be good. A friend of mine asked for pineapple jam or jelly. I could not find it. They only had this one, so we're going to give that a shot. Let's go, I'll go around this way. Picked up 2 American sandwiches, and I didn't know what an American sandwich consisted of. This has bologna, salami, cheese, ham, lettuce, onion, and tomato. So picked up 2 subs. I figured, I just drove back 5 hours today to get home from where we were, so I'm kind of worn out. So I figured even if I use this for dinner tonight or for lunch tomorrow, I just thought it was a kind of a treat. It was $3.99, so for $4 for a nice, heavy, thick sandwich. And I have to say, no matter what you buy at Shady Maple, it's always delicious. So then I also picked up this loaf of bread, and this was on the markdown. It was $2.79, marked down to $1.39, and it's just plain white bread. So we'll be having that for some toast and other goodies. So let me bring you around, or let me bring some of this up here so you can see. This is called the Tower of Goodness, or at least that's what we would refer to it as. So I use these already. So these are some of the specialties that you will find at Shady Maple, and they have a deli, seafood department, bakery department, and so on, where you can buy as much as you want, or they have them pre-packaged like this. This is great because these containers I reuse at Christmas time, and if I make fudge or Christmas cookies or shortbread, I can reuse these as a gift with a bow on top. But my husband picked up his favorite chicken and broccoli. Now you have to understand, these are specialty foods, so this is not going bargain hunting. This was $3.75, but their broccoli cheese soup is you can't even describe how delicious it is. So a little expensive, but again, these are treats from vacation. This is the Amish chicken pot pie. So you've got the gigantic, let's see if I can find one for you. Big, gigantic, wide noodle and chicken pot pie. It's more in a broth. It is not like in a pastry. So that's the Amish way of doing it. These are a few of our other favorites. I did pick up their sausage gravy, and you can see they put the labels right on there for you. And this was $5.81. This is probably 3 breakfasts. So it's $2 a breakfast for my husband, myself, and my son. So $2 divided by 3, you're not looking too bad for that. So they have the best sausage gravy ever. Then we picked up, this is a very Amish country Mennonite. This was $3.24. This was pork and sauerkraut. And that's really all it is a roast pork. And it's not quite shredded, but chopped up into sauerkraut. It's delicious. You eat that with mashed potatoes. Ugh, you're in good shape. Okay, the next thing we picked up is another Amish thing, brown buttered noodles. You see the brownness on that? Let's see. See that? So this was $2.15, and they actually brown their butter and then cook these noodles, but these are unique kind of noodles. They're different, a little bit denser. I don't know how to explain it, and they're delicious. And then I picked up, let's see if I can open up this one. I didn't want to open up all of them, and then, but maybe I should. You guys probably want to see this, right? So this is ham balls, and it has a pineapple topping on it. And if you've made meatloaf, you can make a ham loaf, which I've made, and they make these into just balls instead. That is, oh, I have to smell. Can you see that okay? All right, got that. So that's what they look like. They don't look like anything amazing, but let me tell you, they taste amazing. Okay, again, this is not going to look like anything. Can you see that, Graham, in the camera? Raise it up. Okay. It's sauerkraut, and then you can see some pork over here. It is so good. I was raised on pork chops cooked in sauerkraut, or roast pork cooked in sauerkraut. It's a German thing. It's delicious. And then this is just typical sausage and gravy. So to go with our sausage and gravy, I picked up some heavy whipping cream. I'm going to be making my 2 ingredient biscuits. If you did not catch that video, I'll link that below. I think I've made them 3 or 4 times since that video, and these are the best biscuits ever. So that will go with our gravy over here. And then my husband, to go with his quiche and breakfast items, he found this there, vanilla cannoli cream latte by International Delight. So that was a different flavor. He said, oh, we're at a half and half, and on the way home I was going to stop, but can we get it while we're here? Okay, well, after about 10 minutes, we had to send out a search party. Where is he? Had to get half and half. Well, he's used to where we are, you get 3 or 4 flavors. Out there were about 20 flavors. So he needed to be kind of roped in, and okay, let's make a decision here. So, check this out. Ooh, can you see this? How cool is that? All right. I don't know. Some of you might not know what it is. Leave a comment below if you love turnip. So these are wax turnips, and this is a tradition in my mom's home. Thanksgiving, you always, always, always have waxed turnip. Now, obviously I shouldn't say obviously, you might not know that. You do not eat the wax on it. You actually cut all this off. It's a different kind of turnip. I'm in love with it. My mom would mash the turnip up like mashed potatoes. It has a, I don't want to say bitter flavor. I can't even describe it. But it's delicious. Oh, with some butter and salt and pepper is so good. And what I like to do is to cook the turnip and make mashed potatoes and leave it like a little chunky on both sides. So a little chunky, so mashed turnip with some chunks in it, and the same with the potatoes, and mix the two together. Oh, so delicious. Oh. So this out in my area, you're lucky if you find one about this big. Like a tiny, it's not even a bit as big as a softball. So to find these, they were 99 cents a pound. This was a real treat. They last forever. You can store them forever. So I'll be making one for, we are having a family Thanksgiving over Halloween with some family that we won't get to see over Thanksgiving. So we're having actually 3 Thanksgivings this year, possibly 4. And this will go to one of them, and this will either go to the other one, or it might just kind of be in my stash. And then I wanted to show you these. These are cabbages. Okay, so check out the size of that cabbage. Can you see that? Look, it's huge. $1. $1. Some of you are going, oh, yes, I wish I would have gotten more. Actually, in years past, let me show you the 2 together. Okay, see about the size of this? Can you see that okay? That size, most times, and probably more toward November, I will get this size, one whole one for $1. So even at this, I can't beat that out here. So whether I'm going to make coleslaw, some nice cabbage soup, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I picked up one for myself and one for a friend who has been just helping my son out with a few things and wanted to say thank you, and she loves cabbage. So pretty good deal on some of the items, like turnip for me out in New Jersey. We can't get it this size nor at this price. $1 a head for the cabbage, and the rest of this stuff is just fun stuff for the Wilsons. You know, sometimes when you go on vacation, you don't always have to get a bargain, but you want to get some treats, and that's what we did. So we'll put some pictures at the end of this so you can see some of the barns and the beautiful scenery that we passed through in Amish country. We'll include that, and then don't forget to stick around for some up and coming videos. I'll have a thrift with me in Pennsylvania, hit a couple of thrift shops and some other adventures, and I've got some great recipes that my sister shared with me up and coming to do with ginger ale and kielbasa. Sound a little intriguing? She said to me she doesn't tell anybody what's in it. She waits till they taste it, and then when they're wowed by the recipe, she tells them what's in the recipe. So I'll be doing that up and coming. So glad you guys came over. Thanks for visiting with me, and we'll catch you on the next video.